people online, and if you're watching this video later on, it's a good idea to have two windows open. One so you can see what you're doing, which is this left one, and then the other one so you can see what I'm doing in the demonstration. Okay. Today, again, we're going to go over making the face stencil that I briefly touched on last class. So again, make sure you're logged into Canvas and into the Google Meets. Obviously, people in front of me don't need to be on the Google Meet. So the people in front of me are in person. Just have to look up at the screen, and on their screen, I'm going to make this bigger. All right. So on the agenda page, hey Ricky, can you do me a favor and turn off the left switch, please? Yes, please. Thank you. All right, so on the agenda page, you're going to click on where it says face stencil. Okay? You're going to click on it, and this is the assignment. We're going to be using images like this. Color, it can mean color, it can be black and white, and then switching it to images like this that look like a stencil. Now, when I did the Elements of Art presentation last week, I showed you guys an example of this when it was just solid white and solid black. Do you guys remember what that was called? Positive, negative space, and there's one other thing in regards to shading. When something has solid black and solid white, anyone remember what that was called? Well, I just did. It's regarding to shading. I'll just tell you now. It's high contrast, right? When you have solid black and solid white, this is known as high contrast. All right. So we're going to choose. So in this assignment, it's going to be due at the end of the week on Friday. You could easily finish it by the end of this class. The people that were in person first period were able to finish this by the end of the period. So, but again, I'm going to give you until Friday to submit it. All right, so you're going to click on Photopea. See this link here? This and this are the same link, right? And this is the presentation that I did last class. So click on Photopea, and then it'll take you to the website, right? Photopea.com. And someone give me a person. SZA. Who? SZA, S-Z-A. All right, SZA, S-C-A. All right, I'm literally just going to Google it. Oops, is that a K or a Q? Sorry. There, sorry. All right, so I'm just going to go to images. I'm going to find the image that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to put it in the chat box for people online to use as well. Okay. So here's what I'm looking for in terms of the picture that I want to choose. You want to choose a picture where you have the whole face and the hair. I don't really care about the whole body. I just care about the face because that's what we're focusing on, right? And the other thing is you want that picture not to be too dark because this is a good one, but too bad it's with another person. So I like this one because of the lighting, and you can see her facial features pretty good. Her hair has some details to it. Let me see if I can find one that's similar to this. This is similar. No, I don't like the. Here we go. All right, so this is a very similar image. So here's what I'm going to do. Right? Let me move this out of the way a little bit. So I click on it, but don't click on it or else it's going to take you directly to the link. I don't want to go to the website. I just want the picture itself. So I'm going to right click with your Chromebooks. If you tap with your two fingers on your mouse pad, this will show up. And I want to select Open Image in New Tab. Okay? And now it opened it for me, and this is the link I'm going to use. Right? So again, I'm going to right click it, and now I'm going to save image as. So I'm going to copy this, or for me, it's going to put it in my download folder. For people that are using a Chromebook, it's just going to put it in your files folder. Okay? I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to share this link with everyone in the Google Meet. People in front of me, if you want to get the link, you can just sign into the Google Meet. All right, so everyone online, click on that link. That will then take you to what you see up on my screen. Right click it, save image as. Okay? So everyone go ahead and do that now, please. You good, Ricky? Yeah. Yeah, everyone's doing this together so that you know how to do it. So why don't you log into the, or you can just look up her picture like I just did on the Google search. I literally just typed in her name, SZA. Yeah. All right, and then you can look for that picture. People online, everyone good with that? Yes, yes. Say that again? Yes. I'll paste the link again. Thank you. There. Okay. All right. Now, everyone saved it. You're going to go back to Photo P, right? And I'm going to be using my keyboard in a minute. Yes, now.
How do you get it up and put it in a new tab?
How do I put this in a new tab?
Like, I put it in a new tab, but like, what do you do after that?
Oh, to download it?
Yeah.
Right click again. Save image as.
Oh.
Okay. Again, right click on it and save image as. And it'll save it into your files folder. Okay. All right. Everyone ready to see how we put it into the Photo P website? Okay, here we go. So you go File, and you go Open. When you go Open, it'll take, for me, it automatically takes me to my Downloads folder. For you, it may take you, for a Chromebook, it takes you sometimes to this window that shows Recent, right? Drive, it gives you all those options. Probably the easiest thing to select is Recent. All right, so let me look for her file, and it was just under her name. There it is. Okay. So you select it, you hit open, and it'll instantly load it onto the website, right? So now, what I want you to make sure you have open, or that you should be able to see this. Everyone see their layers panel? Yeah, on their screen. We're gonna add a layer to that, okay? So then you're going to go over to where it says layer. You're going to go new adjustment layer. And where it says new adjustment layer, you're going to hit select threshold. Okay. And you're going to click on threshold. When you click on threshold, it automatically does that. Okay. Now, you guys see this toggle, this blue line in this circle? If you move that to the right, things just get darker and almost solid black. If you move it to the left, everything gets solid white and she disappears, right? So if you move it too far to the left, she disappears. If you move it too far to the right, she disappears as well. Now, if we put it in the middle, it's almost too dark. We're getting rid of all of our facial features. We want to put this where we can see her facial features fairly well. And even if some of the other stuff disappears, that's fine because we're going to bring it back. So right now I am at 86. You can also just click on that and type in the number that you want. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at 86. I'm happy with that because it's a nice even balance of solid black and solid white around her facial features. Okay. All right, everyone here? Yeah? Okay. Now, back to where the layers panel is over here. I want you to click on where it says background. See how now it's highlighted in gray? Right? We can always see the original picture, by the way. You guys see these circles that look like eyes? If you turn off this first eye right here, you see the original picture. See that? Okay. We're obviously going to leave the eye on. If you turn off the eye on the bottom layer, it all disappears, right? Because we're working with the image itself. Right? Okay, make sure you've clicked on the bottom layer that says background. And now we're going to use two tools. The dodge and burn tool. It looks like a lollipop. Here on the left-hand side, if you click and hold down, 3 tools show up. Okay, we're going to be using the dodge and the burn tool. These are in reference to photography. If you're in a dark room with exposing or developing pictures or photographs that were on film, you would be using the dodge and burn tool. So one brings out more black and one brings out more white. So it's the opposite, right? If at any point in time you guys mess up on anything, what you do is you're gonna hit Control on your Chromebook. If you mess up and you're like, oh, I messed up, I wanna go back to what it was before. You hit Control Z. When you hit Control Z on your keyboard, it goes back, okay, and undoes what you messed up on. So keep that in mind, right? Okay, so let me go with the dodge tool. And you guys see that circle? That's how big my tool is. I can make it bigger by going over to my keyboard and hitting the right bracket. If I click on the right bracket, you see how it makes that circle way bigger? If I click on the left bracket, it makes it smaller. Okay, so now I'm gonna go like a medium size. And right now, if you notice, it got rid of details in her eyes. I want to go back. I messed up. I don't want that. Control Z, and it brings it back to normal, how it was. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so I have the tool. Right now we have the dodge tool. This makes things more white. I'm going to go over to her hair, and I'm going to click and drag. And sometimes you have to click and drag a few times for more white to show up. Okay, and all I'm doing is just bringing out some details, because on her hair she's got like streaks, right? And I want that to show up a little bit better. So I'm just clicking and dragging to have it show up what I want it. Just put it on mute. Okay. All right, so again, the dodge tool brings up white. The burn tool, the opposite, brings up black. So I want some more features around her eyes. So I switched over to the burn tool, right? And I'm gonna zoom in a little bit on your guys' Chromebooks. If you go to your mouse pad, right? You guys know how to zoom in. You just do the two fingers and open it up. Or a shortcut on the keyboard. I use the keyboard more. I go Control plus and it zooms in. Control minus zooms out. Okay. So I just like to use the shortcuts on the keyboard, but it's up to you what you want to use. All right, so I want to bring out some details around her eye. I want her eyebrow to show up a little bit more. Okay. Say that again. If you want to put it back, right? I was using the burn tool, and I'm going to switch over back to the dodge tool. Whoops, sorry. I was using the dodge tool. I want to go back to the burn tool, and I'm just going to go back and fill it back in, right? Or you can go Control Z on your keyboard, and it takes it all back. You just have to keep going back, right? So it depends. All right, so again, bring up her eyelash or her eyebrows a little bit better. Now I'm going to go into her lips, and I want to kind of give her more of that edge on her lips. And a lot of the stencil making is to kind of see the image and make sure that when people see it, it looks accurate. Like right now, I don't think her lips look good. Her lips kind of look messed up, right? So I'm going to go back. It's almost like they look better earlier. I'm not going to use the Control Z. I'm just going to go back and use the dodge tool and just get rid of some of the black I put in. Almost made her look a little bit like a clown when I did some of that. So I'm going to take some of this away. I'm going to zoom out. A little better, but I got rid of too much black there. Now, every image is slightly different. Not every image will work. This looks better right here. All right? And it varies on images. I do like her necklace here, or whatever she's wearing. She created this nice little pattern. So I'm going to make that show up a little bit more. And then around her nose, and typically with people, we don't have lines on the edges of our noses, right? It just gets darker and lighter depending on where the light is at. Sometimes this line looks better on some people than others. Like for her, I don't really like it, so I'm going to switch back. Again, I'm going to go over to the dodge tool and make that kind of disappear. To show you what is actually happening to the actual picture, I'm going to turn off the adjustment layer we put and look at the difference on her picture. So you see how she looks light and dark in certain areas? Is because we're adding that dodge and burn. This is what it would actually look in the dark room. So yes, you can add too much dodge or too much burn on the person, on the photograph. But since we're only concerned with the black and white image of the stencil, we don't really care what the actual image looks like at this point. Okay? Yeah, so now you just go ahead and start cleaning her up to how you want her to look, whether you're using her or whether you're using someone else. The goal is to get as many details as you can so that the person still looks recognizable. You still don't like her hair? Why not? So you're thinking more solid black, like straight up black? That's true, and that's why I wanted to do that, because I wanted to have her curls show up, because if we go straight black, her curls kind of disappear and like those details disappear. So again, that's why you have to find like that nice balance, okay? When it comes to yours, or whichever one you're thinking of choosing. I just like to add details on people's hair, just so they can see, so it doesn't just look like a blob, right? And you can see it more of the direction in which her hair is moving. So you can tell that these hairs here are going down and flowing down, right? And these hairs up here are kind of curving over. So again, it's kind of a preference. If you go straight black, then you don't see details. There. This is a little better for me. I can see more of her hair. Alright. Questions? Online people, you guys are kind of quiet. I don't hear anything from you.